So this is a contextual video to celebrate the results of Kushal, who has cleared his CNA Inter. So guys, it's been 4 years since he last saw success. So it's an important milestone for him and his parents, and the reason why I wanted to have this conversation is because some of you might be in a similar journey. So this is to understand what actually worked for him after 4 years. So Kushal, what is the one thing which was different about this? The one significant change which was different about this?
Practice more question papers. I was continuously writing exams for each subject. At least 5 to 6 exams were I did, and then I focused mainly on main topics, important topics, and like I covered the whole syllabus, but still at the just before the day I was not able to comply. I may not able to complete it, my whole syllabus. So I made a short notes of every important chapter, made continuous practice on my mistakes. That helped me.
So the biggest insight is focus on solving questions and syllabus completion. Solid questions. So because when asked what is the most important change, solid questions. So how are we going to adapt to this? Now for you, daily exams, we decided that. Even for you currently we are looking at writing exams, I would say every third day. That is exactly how we have scheduled it. But given a choice, I would like to have a daily exam, even for you guys, from right away. We can decide a slot which is not working very effectively. Generally the 6 to 8 p.m. slot. So think through this. For this cycle, there is no change. We already given you the exams on day 4, day 5, day 6 and day 9, 10. So that is anyways there. Moving ahead to the next cycle, just think about it and see if we can accommodate one exam every single day. It's like it could be 90 minutes test and 30-minute quick evaluation. Total cycle you will get finished in 2 hours. So one thing which I strongly recommend is that. Okay. And Kushal, what was your state of mind like? What were you saying yourself, because you were talking about the May, November. So how would you come out of it? Because that is a common question which most of the students have. Normally, with the past fail, you repeat once again. Because when you see that too many times, the same thing is bound to happen. So what were you saying to yourself at that point of time when you had these doubts?
Time when I was writing exam, as like every May is over or September is over, as like next exam for sure, I have to clear it. And by the time exams comes, all the pressure which like there was no pressure, there's no need for the pressure to be taken, but that useless pressure and everything, and that this lazy attitude and all just kind of prolonged it. But that I have changed. Like near at exam, like consider each and every exam as like a final exam, and making it as like this is the last attempt, no more than this, and having that attitude. Right.
So you have been talking about pressure. One is pulling you out of the comfort zone at home. Some level of pressure is required, pulling you out of the comfort zone, and the other kind of pressure which is restricting your progress. So how do others understand this? Whether is pressure required or what level?
Pressure is required, but to a certain, like if it's like over pressure, it's useless also. Like if there's a certain amount of pressure or fear, we'll study, and if it's too much, we'll drop everything.
Absolutely. So it's called the sweet spot. So at what level are we operating is very important, because just like the pressure cooker, you need to have the right amount of pressure, and what is right will depend on individual to individual. So pressure is definitely necessary, but how much of it is required is what you have to say. So here I want to add one quick insight in terms of when you are studying for 10 to 12 hours, let's say when there is an aggressive target. Now today you are supposed to complete a chapter called derivatives. Now if it takes 6 hours, if you are given only 4 hours, there is some level of pressure for it to complete. Now that is healthy pressure. Now what is the pressure which you should avoid is, would I fail in November once again? Can I clear both groups or not? This is understanding useless pressure, because it's not linked to what you're doing at task. This is your perceptive pressure. Now this is the difference. Let's say you are playing cricket once again, you're chasing something. Okay, 12 per over is required in the last couple of overs. Yeah, there is some level of pressure. This is fine. But what should the batsman avoid? Can I clear the boundary? What if I get out, what if I lose the World Cup once again? So that is something which you have to clearly distinguish. So in terms of your thoughts, this is the most important aspect. Make sure you don't get carried away with your fear psychosis. So understand there is always a possibility of failure. That is anyways there. We understand it. But in terms of how you are, because the reason why I am having this conversation is, I want to focus on attention. Now time is sorted. Attention is what happens within your mind. So what thought loops run within your mind. So continuously when you are running certain thought loops endlessly, that will consume a lot of your mental bandwidth. So that is something which we are trying to avoid. Any questions in this regard in terms of this? How are you processing things internally? Any questions in this regard? Currently, are you able to study in the right state of mind, or what else is bothering you? Intensity is it is sorted. You don't have to worry about this scenario.
Similarly, no other thoughts. Focus is there and pretty intense.
Okay, so the earlier problems which we started with, they're gone. Right?
Yes.
Perfect. Sadhak, for you.
Same, so like intensity is focused on single thing, like question solving, problem solving.
So all three of them are saying that their intensity is focused on the implementation part, not thinking, right? That's what you're saying. So you're able to focus on action. Intensity. Okay. So this unit specifically is a combination of both group students from both inter and final. And this is the best unit currently we're operating with the special help of our super student Hari, who was recently qualified CA. So one of the things which all of them are doing very well is they're using their mental energy and intensity on the task at hand, nothing else. So this is something which you have to pick up from here. So Kushal, with this scenario, I'm looking at replicating the success for your CA inter as well. So keep track of what worked. It's not easy. When I ask you this what worked, it's not very easy. So think about what has worked for sure, and think about what did not work. Because before you check the results, when you're scared, what were you scared of? You need to understand. When you get an average of 55, but still when you're trying to open the results when you're scared, what were you scared of? What is that fear which did not get addressed because of preparation, right? Ideally, you should not be scared. If there is something which is not addressed, see that is not repeated in this cycle. Okay, so what worked has to be continued, and what did not work probably has to be discontinued. So these are the two things which you work upon, and keep having discussions like this, and you figure out and find out something, because it happens at a point of time. So something must be bothering you for a long period of time, and suddenly at some point of time when you get to know, okay, this is the hack, this is what has to be done. So feel free to share with each other during the break, and we'll have more such conversations. Okay. So I'm happy with the overall progress, but I'm still. This is the first result which we checked at this place, and that's positive. That after 4 years is a long time. So that's why I'm hoping all positive results, 100% success rate at 3 level. Okay. All the best.